as far, Bona, we are still inside the Tropos Tamagi. Bafana Bafana at least the or as Bafana after all. But Rovile 1-1 the Balidi artist Leboni Bamba fit.
I think still, even the draw, I think we could have done much better. You know, I'm not hip. I'm one guy like who likes the results, and I like because I know why I like why I need the result, because I know we've got a team that can get us a result.
Yeah.
I'm still disappointed in our coach. Even though we draw, I'm still disappointed.
Yeah.
Now at least we've got hope,
Yeah.
but let's take the hope and see what we can do with the hope that we have.
Yeah.
Overall play, not happy.
Not happy, man.
I think for me, the blunder was when Asapa Adams. Yeah, for Nangin Asapile Fela Mbata, and then Alogala Adams.
Yeah.
Sacrifice one defender and then press more striker. Get Foster in and then play with two natural strikers. Then in that case, you are able to at least stay on a game plan, and in between, you've got two up front, you are able to score.
Yeah.
So that's where the blunder was for me.
Yeah.
I also feel the same. And to add to that, I think Umasego could have been taken out a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously it got us the penalty, but I think it could have been taken out a bit earlier and could have seen what could have happened from there. But nonetheless, you take the draw, go back and analyze the game. And then next week we go again against South Korea. But unfortunately, we're now in a situation where we have to start taking out calculators, which is the one thing which we do not want to do. But now we have to hope that between Mexico and South Korea, one of those teams loses, so that we have a chance of possibly going through. And it puts a lot of pressure on us in that we also have to win our game next week. Against what I'd say is a very good South Korean team. I think we've seen how they played their first game. We'll obviously have to see how they play again today, but I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think the fact that we couldn't beat the Czech Republic, it's going to be a very harder game next week. But you take the draw, you take the points, and you keep going. I mean, we can still dream. We can still dream.
We can still dream.
And for me, these two games were the easiest to actually win. We could have won at the Mexico, won this one. We know that we have qualified for the second round. Even if we go and play 1-0 draw against Korea, you know how so now Kinto I will not sit on calculator of which I believe that Maseko and Mutau had better decision making. We could have been talking
and in addition to that, one of the things which you have to also look at is that even if we do, let's say, end up being third, let's say we win but we're third place or whatever the case is, will we be one of the third place teams? Because our record right now says that we've got 2 red cards in our first game. We have a yellow card against Lokanjo Umfokeng. He's going to miss the next match. So it might be a bit tricky, but like I said, we can still dream that it's not over. Let's see how the game between Mexico and South Korea goes. And
Yeah, I think Hugo Broos, most of the time, that's the problem. You know, if he could just open up and start playing football. We have the squad in South Africa. You know, we have players who deserve, players who can play football. You know, if he goes in there, he puts a formation that's offensive. That's what we saw today. It was a different goal game. I'm just disappointed as a South African and as somebody who played football, you know, to come and watch such negative football, you know, even when I know that the quality is there. It's really
and when you think about it, after that penalty, should have just chased the ball, chased the game, put Foster in, and let's see what happens. Two strikers there. Let's be honest, he made a difference here, but again, with certain touches, I think it's better in the box. But hey, like we said, man, we'll take the draw and let's go back and analyze the game and see how we do next week.
Okay, now couple of weeks, man of the match against police. Can you go to the man of the match?
Yeah, I also go for Mukwena. You know, his touches in the box, his movement, he brought Amakef in the game. I mean, like I say, if the worst, if let's say I didn't choose Umufukeng, I'll choose the guy who got us the penalty because from our players they didn't give us much.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we got. We got a draw, but we didn't get much. So rather give it to the young man. We showed Utuna maturity, or the guy that got us the penalty.
Do you know why I'd give it to Mugwen?
Yeah.
Mugwen got an early yellow card.
Yeah.
For him to be so disciplined throughout at the 90 minutes. Yeah, and then also just equalized for us. I think that actually would give him an MVP.
And on top of that, he looked like he was the only one who was not scared of taking
I feel like
taking that penalty. Which you want players who actually have that thing, which says I can do this. He stood up and he showed himself, and he got us the goal through that penalty. Other players they didn't have the confidence to try to do that.
But to cut, I think it was supposed to be like that because he's one of the most experienced players, if you know, into our team. So if a youngster, if a youngster could have missed, it was going to be a problem. But if it was him, it would be easy for us to even accept and forgive. You know, so that's my take.
Okay, now personally, the reason why I was seeing a police play very deep today. He was fetching the ball straight from the defense. I link up a play. Like, yes, he didn't have much impact because he was playing out of position. If not out position, then you could have had opportunities. But today, I think he just chose that playmaker role. Or at least the other way, Bafana Bafana. The movement is there.
Like I say, when you have players like Opolis, it shows who is playing regular football at Pirates. So he saw man, we have the ball, but nobody comes short to come and collect. Because our duty when we want to get goals is to play in between those pockets. So he was trying to come. So our players always are resting behind the defense. So there was no way that we can get the ball. So he came, and I'm happy with the overall performance.
And a good point. And then also, these are such games where you need Zwane. Because of Zwane is able to link that front line area and the midfield, and then also just play into the pockets as well. So Police actually tried doing that, but then it's not his natural position. Even though he gives it, but then he was just playing outside because he wanted the team to actually connect and try to play from the deep end.
And on my side, I'd want to ask you guys one question. Obviously now we got the draw. What changes would you guys make going into our next game, knowing that we need 3 points? Would you make any changes take into consideration the starting lineup that we had, or would you continue with the same team that we started?
And also add that Mukwena won't be available.
And do you want to bring back Ustole after his?
No, I won't bring back Ustole if it was me. I'll go with Jaden and Ombata. And I will start Mufuking Pambiri Lapana. Nzothola Urenas no Mkichi Milapa. Then I'll play the same back four. Then I will just tell the guys, I don't want to see Mudiba and Muda. I'll tell them, if I see you on my half, I'm not calling you again for the national team. I want to see you guys on the other half. Then that will be, I think it will work best for us.
I get it.
And with regards to decision making, what do you guys think? Because I feel like there are times when, yes, we're on top of the other team, but we didn't play with urgency. Like, what should you guys say with regard to that?
A few things we're missing. One of the things that we're missing is that we didn't know how to transition into the final third. And then once you can affect the final third, it becomes very difficult because of those people that will just protect at the back.
And we saw how they set up in the second half. They changed the whole formation. They basically came there to defend.
And also, have we had people that actually think? So when you have people that can think on their feet, but we had about 3 positions
behind the ball,
whereby he went behind the ball, but then because of his poor decision making, you couldn't actually capitalize. So that's why we are missing this tool into the squad.
If I can jump in also, Hugo Broos, you are playing against a side that is sitting back. You are chasing the game. They are not dangerous. So what I would do, I'd just play 4 at the back, marry the back 4. or the back three. And then I'll play the three in front of them and three at the back. We are chasing. They are not breaking. They are not good on counter-attacks. They're not doing anything. Marry the back four. Let them kick everything out so that we can start and go to them. So I'm very disappointed. Me personally, more coach.
Yeah, I personally get disappointed. I feel like we could have also buried our chances. Like, honestly, like Revonilo or keeper elewa vusa. Every shot, a keeper elewa metilem kayona I twaro. So, bounce back. So I feel like they should have taken more shots so that they can like create more opportunities.
I think
That's the key.
I think what we saw, which we analyzed while we were watching the game, was Umfuken coming on, taking a shot. Yes, it was not powerful shots or anything, but he tested the keeper nonetheless. And that's not what we saw a lot of. There were some shots which were taken in the first half of Modiba where he didn't even test the keeper whatsoever. And I feel like if we're going to at least make those type of decisions, make sure that you test the keeper and make him make a decision.
Also, if you watch, I don't know you guys if we're watching the same football. I think our players are scared to Players are scared to take shot at goal. Players are scared to take players on. Players are scared to be free. And we have a doomed national team. Bruce, I'm just waiting for him to land and pack his bag and go as a South African.
Do you not think that it's the fact that you said by Sabum Kalela? It's the coaching. It's what you hear in training all the time, and obviously the fear of if I don't act in accordance with this guy's instructions, I might not make it into the next. And this is the time for them to actually showcase themselves. Do you not think that it's possibly because Maya Sabo would say, if I play my game, which I know, I might not make it into the next squad?
Of which for me it's a dictatorship. You know, we've known South Africans to play,
express themselves,
to be very expressional, you know. And then the minute you don't see that, then it's a concern. Because of this is how we actually break play into the opponents as well. But then the minute Ersabone, that Ginka play a bit of play, we're not actually playing to our advantage. This is why such games as Sabo, Mexico, and Czech we're supposed to win. Hands down. But if you're not playing to our strength, then the opponents, they would actually take advantage and score. They take the 3 points.
Like now, before even the World Cup, player Odala International. He's been shining from South Africa, Odala Cape Town City, Abazama International, no young player of the season.
It's like how we said that also guys like Chandri Campbell, we've seen what he does for his team, Club Brugge. They play in the Champions League. He's not scared of taking those shots that we're actually asking of the players. So you get players like that who don't play with fear, and who knows that you unleash them in the World Cup. They also want to show themselves so that they can get signed by other teams. You know, so you leave those guys behind after taking them in the AFCON. I mean,
like I said, guys, I think also the main contributor of us South Africans to be said like this is Hugo Broos. You see, Abom Kelele, I would want them to retire when they come back as his assistant Broos, because they are there, they are quiet, they're not voicing their content. If I was an assistant coach, I was gonna be fired if I was in the Nation Cup, because I was gonna tell him, raise my voice to the chief. This is not how South African football is played. I'm actually asking I will ask Safa to book me a plane back to come back to South Africa, because we can't play football the way we have to play football.
Was it you who said that you don't know how Mikelele got that position? It was you,
I mean, a coach who doesn't have coaching badges, and who we don't know, but is kind of being lined up in a sense to be the one to take over. I'm scared. I want Bruce to go after this World Cup, but my fear is who does Safa take in? Because we've got our Pito, we've got those Aborulane, but at the same time we know how our football association is. The politics that's in play. And you have to ask yourself, who's going to be there? And maybe that's why you find that people like, our helpmen are scared to talk. Because they're scared to talk because now they've got this thing of, I want to be the next guy. But I won't lie, I also agree with you that if I was assistant coach, I would have also had a bit more of a voice. So look, this is not how South Africa plays. We could have done things differently. Even that first game, bekumele kahle
That's why he was supposed to come in. Yes.
If he had a voice, bekumele bekuthiwa hamba lapho, because how do you even allow that team to set up the way they did? Is what I'm trying to say. But it is what it is. We're here now. Like I said, we take the draw. We can still dream, but obviously now we have to watch and analyze this game and hope that things go in our favor, because I don't want to depend too much on the third best team, because our discipline might go against us. Shooting a red card and a yellow card also had to be as well.
If I might jump in, I think it's clear right now. I wouldn't want to go into club football, but I'll make this example. Kaizer Chiefs are making the same mistake that I wish South Africa will not make. South Africa, right now, we don't need somebody that will come and experiment. We don't need people that are from these countries that we don't know. We need a proper coach. We need your Ancelotti. We need your Mourinho's. We need your Peter Mosimani's. We need a coach, guys, that can come and say, I'm going to fix this. That's how South African football right now at this point in time can change. If you need to ask me, I'll say Peter is my number one, assisted by Roland Mokoen. I don't need anyone from Europe, because what I've realized is these coaches, Hugo Broos from these other countries, they come here, they come and tell us, we don't know football, our players are unskilled. For me, I'm not happy with Hugo Broos and everything that he has done, and Abom Kelele and his assistant. Whoever is assisting Abom Kelele and Hugo Broos, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
So when I'm Floparna as well. Floparna pila rore inalisafa. Matadarna ke safa and then you Broos.
No, true.
It starts at the top. I mean, I think for a long time, we've been complaining about Oteni Joran. I think no one really has confidence in him. He hasn't shown himself to be a person who can be trusted by the country. It's unfortunate with politics is at play, and we can't really do anything about that. But we have to take what we've got, and Hugo Broos is what we've got right now. And one would hope that, seeing that he made a few changes today, that going into next week he'll also make a few more to make sure with whatever happens. I mean, if we're going next week, let's go out punching.
And I know why he made the changes, because these people are not stupid. When they train their own social media, they watch.
They see.
So
he saw the starting lineup that was set by the nation since his losses. But according to him, he was not going to play the team. That's why I need Lobaba stubborn. We don't need coaches like him. We are fine. I mean, even with our previous coaches, the ones that we lost with, trust me, we're a better national team.
And to add on to that, he went on an interview yesterday and said that he's not going to listen to anyone. But when you look at the formation which was set by the nation itself, the difference between it today and last week, night and day. Night and day.
Straightforward. This is how we play. It's not exactly how we play, but it's a sign or okay.
I mean, even during the game, I even heard commentary after we'd conceded. But from the US guys, from the guys who are commentating who are from US, who are actually saying that in South Africa, the game that they play, we know what game that they play. They were basically hyping us up because they can see the potential that we have. So if other countries, people from outside, are able to see that potential, but our coach who is with the players every single day,
it's a challenge.
It can't see it. I mean, it's one of those things.
Do you know what I'd want to see in the future? When you are playing outside the country, then we have such numbers, and then refereeing also, it's not on your side. I so wish Bafana Bafana could have the same mindset as other African players, to say that yes, the odds are against us, the refereeing, but let's play our game, let's fight up until the last whistle. If we can also adjust to that, I believe that we can go far.
We actually do have that, but the problem is because It's okay. Let me just. I want to ask myself a question while I'm asking you guys a question. And
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a South African player take on a player, get in the box, and deliver a cross? Everybody wants to. Number one-on-one, they want to pass. So it just goes to show with Broos, he's not confident on our players. You know what I mean? Because if ever Siadala, we're creating fouls, we're getting free kicks, the referee will start giving us free kicks. There is no way that they won't give us. But now we're not doing that, and you can tell with the players are rigid. How would you play a team against like Czech Republic, and then they are leading you 1-0, they are sitting at the back? You look like you are the one that's leading. You play like you are the one. You can tell the guys are scared. So for me, I think the whole thing, we are from the bench. I don't want to play Mama Chitakakolu. I don't know what they are being told, but I can tell they are scared. Me as a former football player, those guys are scared.
It's definitely something which you can go back to the coaching, honestly speaking. Because there's a lot of times when even we find ourselves in the box, players are scared to take those shots. They want to pass to the guy behind them. Whereas, I mean, Umasego, the one time decided, let me do something. We got a handball from it, we got a penalty. So I feel like they need to risk a bit more, but it goes back to the coaching. If your coach tells you that this is how you need to play, this is what you need to do, it goes against the football that they play at club level. Whereas at club level, we know with those guys in those positions, they're going to defend. I mean, we saw one free kick last week. Playing it for Umbogazi. Yes, we know Umbogazi's got a shot, but why did he do that? And then again this week, we see the same thing where they decide to do passes and then pass it to Umbogazi. Instead of trying to get across in
look the ball inside. Let's say because of the minute Uta Bolo Ubisaza Gomorane, Uturba or group again, but to high press. And then a high press, but all those positions. Uta Bolo, he will look up your body. It's either your corner or your Chilbari, a pull against, and then a Bacha Bola. So it didn't actually give us anything.
Yeah, Marai Revo, Bafana Bafana. Next week, hopefully, Rawina, hopefully, the calculator, hopefully, qualify. One Talwan. So, because I do more kids, I'll go predict or next week or line up.
I want to first see the game between Mexico and South Korea. I think that will tell us where we stand with regard to next week. But I do hope that regardless of how this result goes, if we are going out next week, that our boys can play a good game and at least us Dali with our heads held high. You know, the game we played last week embarrassed us as a nation. Today I think we tried a bit to bring our confidence up and the nation pride. But I hope that next week we go out fighting. If we are going out, we go out fighting.
That's my take too. That's my take too. I feel like if we win next week, we're gonna go into the round of 32 with a high confidence.
And we might go against Portugal in the round of 32.
We might make them cry. I mean, Portugal like Morocco.
We've seen Portugal. I mean, they play for Ronaldo. So if you kill Ronaldo, you kill their game. You kill their game.
But
gents, otherwise, it's been a good one. Like we said, we keep dreaming. Bafana, Rikaufela.
Love you guys. Peace.
What's it?